I'll try to explain what tools do you need to change the bushing with the subframe on the Mini R50 to 53. So first generation BMW Mini. This is the factory set that you need to remove the bushing and to install the bushing afterwards. Tools to remove the bushing: you need this, and then you need this round piece, and it goes basically onto this cylinder like that. Then you put this against the bushing housing. Then you put this through the bushing, so the bushing will be here. Okay, that's where it's going to sit in the housing. This is going to be against the housing. Then you put this rod all the way in, so it goes on the other side, and then you screw this on. Okay. Like that. Right. And as you can see, this bit is flush with the bushing itself, and then what you need is a little bit of a washer, a bit of washer here, just to facilitate a nice smooth action. It's going to be quite difficult in the old bushing to get it out. It's going to require a lot of force, so good lubrication, probably squirting a little bit of WD-40 or something of that sort. It's not going to be unreasonable. And that's basically how you put it on the car. And then we're going to turn this clockwise, and this will pull the bushing from its housing into this cylinder, and finally everything is going to drop off the housing. So that's how you remove this metal rubber element. So think about the washer, because I didn't have it in this set. It's quite useful. And then, in order to install the bushing, you don't need this. We're going to use these two elements. As you can see, in fact, I'm not sure if this is sort of like a faulty set or it's meant to be like that, because it should be really the other way around. This deeper one I should be able to screw this in, and that should be at the end of the bushing towards the car, towards the rear of the car, and this should slide across. And that should sort of like help to get the bushing into its housing. But for some reason it's done like that. No, I think that's the wrong way, but here we go. So I start with a set like that. So that goes against if you imagine that this is the bushing housing on the subframe. Okay, as you can see, it's going to sit against that. Here you can see through this cutout, you can see what's coming out. and then you're going to install the bushing. You're going to put this here, and then again washer and screw, and this will push the bushing inside until it just slightly protrudes, and it just slightly sort of like goes out, as you can see here. Then what I'll do, I remove the set, because the problem is, you can see on the old bushing how deep it needs to be. This is the rear, so this is more or less sort of like symmetrical. It's about 9 millimeters, 10 millimeters each side of the housing. So you can see this is actually, this deeper one perfectly matches both sides. Right? You can see how it's matching the side. So what I'll do, when it's in, until I need resistance with that, I put this away, and now instead of this pushing in, I put this at the rear. I get the rod through, but there is no screw here, so I need 2 washers and then a screw to go at the end, and then I use this round bit to push it a little bit further into the housing. So again, this goes in, the screw goes in, and then initially it's going to be something like that, and then when you get this screw in, it will push this all the way in into its proper position, and then you basically unscrew the bit, remove it. This is go towards the body. This cutout is useful because it sort of like allows this to squeeze this between the body and the subframe, and your bushing is in position. Here you can see actually how it was, the old one, how it was badly damaged. There's hardly anything left. There is no description on this box, so I really don't know who is the manufacturer, but it works actually quite good. What I used for the screw at the end, the silver one, is a wrench number 19. I didn't have 24 spanner for the black screw, so I used this adjustable one, and this is number 12, just to hold the rod. There is sort of a hex end that fits on the spanner on the socket number 12. So that's the three other bits, and then I use a simple caliper just to measure the distances. Correct orientation of the bushing is important in the housing. You can see on the rubber element there is a flat spot, and that needs to go to the inside of the car towards the bushing mount. And on the opposite side I'll draw a line so I know if the bushing is rotating when I'm driving it in. The line needs to be aligned with my markings on the bushing housing. you want to clean housing inside from any dirt or rust. I used a fine steel wool for this purpose. Here is the element that goes behind the housing, the shallow bit, and then we're going to screw in the rod into this element. And here we have a new bushing, and as you can see, the line that we draw previously that points or marks correct orientation is matching the mark on the housing. And then we put a deep element that slides along the rod, and then the washer that serves as a bearing, reduces the strain on the rod, and then the nut. And here you can see arrangement of the tool ready to be used to drive the new bushing into its position. This is the deep element, and then at the end of the housing you can see the shallow element with a rod inside its hole. I don't have a 24mm spanner, that's why I'm using adjustable tool. It's a little bit slower. The best way is to have the ratcheting 24mm spanner.
careful how much force you use. When you feel excessive force, just check whether the bushing has reached the end of the and the other element. If that has happened, just remove the rod, and then you need to swap the two elements. I use impact wrench to remove the rod from the element. And here we're going to use the deep tool at the end, so it was on the front pushing into this housing. Now we're going to reverse the situation. This is going to be behind the housing with this washers and a nut holding it in place. And we're going to use round element that was used for removal earlier to get the bushing a little bit deeper into its final position. Its final position, it should be about 9 to 10 millimeters between the housing edge and the metal part of the bushing. And then finally check how much the bushing protrudes from the housing. It should be 9 to 10 millimeters. It should be more or less symmetrical front and back of the bushing. Here it is one more time, arrangement of the tool after it is actually in position, in its final position, when the bushing is fully in.